Right, so we're just going to draw this very simple picture of Pinkie Pie. I'm only going to brush over details because I went through details with my previous video of Rainbow Dash and the skills can be transferred. So, basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off by drawing a large circle in the middle of your page, as this will be her head. I'm using watercolor, and as I said before, you could use pencil or markers. So, in the middle of the circle, draw two ovals that touch the edge, but make sure that they don't run along the edge. I made this mistake before, and it looks quite strange, because her eyes look like she's melding into her face. So, yes. Now, you're going to have to draw a slightly smaller oval, quite closer to the first one than you'd expect, and make sure it's flattened, and also you're going to have to make sure that it's off center. As seen when we draw the neck, see how it's slightly off center into one side? That's important. So for the legs, you're just going to have to draw a line straight down and then another one slightly curving outwards. This makes her look like she's standing with her feet slightly spread apart and a little loop down at the bottom of her hoof. So for a hind leg, we're just going to make sure that we still have the dip, and she looks quite strange now. And just add a smile because she's cute. Okay, so for her hair, we're going to start with a V in the middle of her forehead, and then we're just going to do a little wave and a flick. This is just for a fringe, remember. And so you finish and join back to the head, and then you join another part from the top of her fringe. So that's the back of her mane. Remember with the mane to have lots of curls and ringlets and flicks, because her hair is quite poofy. Now, we're just going to go over it with a lighter color for her skin, well, for her fur. So a light pink there. And then for our hind legs, we're going to use a slightly darker pink. And then a darker again for her mane. So another darker pink. And your guidelines of the flips will be taken out, except for you're going to have to remember where you put all your little curls for when we do the next part. I'm using acrylic paint for this, just so you know. And we're just going to cover all the outlines. And see how I just put in the extra curls again? Now, with the eyes, you're going to have to make sure that they're perfectly symmetrical or close enough. Otherwise, you're going to end up having her look a little like Derpy, and yeah. So, you're just going to go over with a Sharpie to fill in the eye. And we're going to just cover, make sure that the top half of the eyelid is thicker than the bottom half. And her three little eyelashes to add in. Very cute. Lovely. Now you're going to have to fill in any gaps that you may have made between the pen and the paint, just to make it look a bit more solid of a picture. Now Pinkie's party, so we're going to draw 5 balloons. Remember that to use odd numbers when drawing things like this, as it's more appealing to the eye. Also, we're using different colors to make it have a more party atmosphere. And don't forget to draw the strings either. So there she is. Now for more details, go to my previous one with more tips.